Hello there, what is up? Thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me today. About a week ago, I was placing an order with Ulta and I noticed that Essence had some new eyeshadow palettes. And even though I've never used Essence eyeshadows, I was very intrigued by them because they were $2.99. So $3 per eyeshadow palette that I'm about to show you. It had multiple shade ranges, but I purchased two. I purchased the Essence Dancing Green eyeshadow palette and the Essence Taupe It Up eyeshadow palette. I thought that today we could do some swatches and do a look first impression sort of thing with both of these palettes. I'm going to be using the Dancing Green palette first and then the Taupe It Up palette second. I am going to be leaving timestamps or chapters, I think is what YouTube is calling them now, ever changing. I will be leaving those for you, so if you are just here to see this one, the Taupe It Up, that timestamp is below. So the packaging for both of these eyeshadow palettes is nice and compact. Like, that is a thin eyeshadow palette. So if you're somebody with not a lot of space for your collection, this would definitely be up your alley. It does come with a mirror, and this is quite a clear mirror. I've had some higher end eyeshadow palettes that don't come with as clear a mirror. And here are the green shadows. So this one, let me see if I can read. There we go. All right. So this is Watch That Scene. Night is Young. Only 17. You can dance, feel the beat, and rock music. Until only 17, I was thinking, oh, that's a weird eyeshadow name. Dancing Green, it's like Dancing Queen from ABBA. Okay, so these are a little underwhelming whenever I received them in the mail and then I opened it up. The shades looked a bit underwhelming. They looked greener on the actual website, but that's okay. And when I say the shades, like this green shade right here is a little underwhelming to me. But just because it looks like that in the pan does not mean it's gonna look like that on the eyes. Let me get some swatches for you. All right, and so those colors again, You Can Dance, Feel the Beat, Rock Music, Watch That Scene, Night is Young, and only 17. In this palette, you do have 3 mattes and 3 shimmers. So no actual pressed glitter in here. So not exactly sure if that is like your jam or not. Already, this is a bit of a powdery eyeshadow. Doesn't really bother me, but just wanted to make mention of that. Have already put my eyeshadow primer on my eyes. I use the, hold on, let me see. It is the NYX Ultimate Shadow and Liner Primer. And I do find that that works really well. Oh, I forgot there's a mirror on here. So I'm going to go in with that lightest shade, You Can Dance, all over my lid. And I'm gonna go into the brown Watch That Scene, just into my crease, just to kind of darken things up a bit. So I purchased this palette in particular for my Halloween costume, or if, I mean, I just started a new job at a new school, so if we can't dress up for Halloween, I'll just kind of like Disney bound. I plan to dress up or Disney bound for Halloween as Loki. So I figured that this would be a good eyeshadow, or at least the green motif. Hopefully it works. That would be a good eyeshadow palette to do some makeup for that costume. Now for that darker green, or the matte green, I should say, Night is Young. And I'm going to put that into the outer corner and just kind of smoke and wing it up. So far, the other 2 shadows applied really well. They were not patchy, which is always a plus. Darker shades and like greens and purples and stuff, though, I know can be a little difficult. So now that that's been laid down, I'm going to just buff it out with a fluffy brush. I do have to say, for that one shade, I did have a tiny bit of fallout, but I was able to just quickly brush it away. Go in and put a little bit of pigment on the whole lower lid just to see what that does. That looks horrible. I gotta be honest with you. Like, this one's okay, but that one is super patchy and nothing I can do really unpatching it or making it blend out better. I'm not liking this. I'm gonna go in with the other shades and see if I can doctor it, like see if I can blend it out a bit more, but So far, not really my fave. So that is about as good as I could blend it out. It did this weird thing. It's almost like when I just work with color pigments. It did this weird thing that it stuck and then just wanted to stay there. Not even that it wanted to blend or that it was hard to blend. It just didn't want to budge. And then I had to blend it so much, it kind of lost the definition of what I was doing originally. Well, moving on, I'm going to go into Rock the Music, which is this one, to swatch on my arm. This one. If this makes things any better, it might. Shimmers sometimes, like shimmer shadows, I find sometimes cover tons of mistakes. Okay, I do like that shimmer, I do have to say. So with that shimmer on, I don't hate it. I think that for my Halloween costume, or anytime that I would wear this eyeshadow palette again, I would probably just stick with the brown. I know that that's kind of boring, but stick with the brown and then just play with these shimmers and leave that one alone. Or maybe put that on the lower lash line. So I'm gonna put on some mascara, see if that kind of does anything to this look. I don't really fool with false lashes anymore, but I have been loving the Bambi Eye Mascara from L'Oreal. Finished putting on that mascara, and then I went to spray some setting spray, which really setting spray, let's be honest, a lot of setting sprays don't actually make your makeup last so much longer. They just kind of meld all the powders together and make your face look fresher. If you didn't know that's what setting sprays do, that's what they do. So I find that possibly, I don't know if it's the mascara or the setting spray, and just kind of let it sit and kind of meld things together, it looks much better. So especially whenever I looked in mirrors around my apartment that were not in my bright filming lights, it looks better, looks pretty good, especially since this cost $3, right? I am not 100% in love with that dark green, but I do like the shimmers that came in this and the other two mattes. So all in all, I am impressed with the Essence Dancing Green. So let me clean off my eyes and let's get into Taupe It Up. The almost polar opposite of that color spectrum would be the Taupe It Up palette. Same price point that the Dancing Green palette was, and the reason that I wanted to pick this one up was because I noticed in my declutter video that I posted it a few weeks ago, I noticed that I had no cool tone eyeshadow palettes, that the previous summer I apparently got rid of all of them or misplaced them. One of the two things happened. I do typically lean towards warm toned eyeshadow palettes, but every so often I do want a cool tone if I want a very simple and minimalistic sort of look. So here is same exact packaging, same mirror as before. This is what the taupe look looks like. This color story is a very cool tone, a very grayscaled out. So this is Sing Along, Saturday Night, Feels So Good, Parties Jumpin', Groove On, and Hands Up High. I did that opposite. This is Parties Jumpin', Groove On, and Hands Up High. Let me swatch this for you. So I'm not exactly sure how well this is going to swatch on me. That's silver. It's nice. I feel like this would be a good holiday party eyeshadow palette. Not that I'm planning on going any holiday parties with the whole situation we have going on. Plus, I just don't like to go to parties. So, but this would be a good while I'm sitting around the house, decorating for the holidays and, want to spice up my look. This would be good for that, because here are the swatches. Sorry that I am so pale and it doesn't really show. Just to show you, let's see. So this is Sing Along, which you can barely tell. This is Saturday Night. I really like that color. Then we have Feels So Good. I don't know why I swatch on my arm this way. Hands Up High is right here. Groove On and Parties Jumping is right there. Groove On, which actually was in the same exact place that the previous green that didn't really blend well was. That one is, so this one right here, that one I found a little patchy in swatching, but we'll see when it's actually on the eyes. So I'm gonna go in with that very light shade all over the lid. So I figure because this is such a minimalistically glam sort of palette, I'm just gonna go very simple with this. Go into Feels So Good, which is that one. And just do a basic in the crease, bringing it above the crease. So that is warming things up just a tad bit. Still on the cooler side. I can't stop myself. I need to go into this one. I need to go into Groove On and just see what it would be like just on the lower lid. So this actually reminds me a lot of when I first started wearing makeup 5 million years ago. I feel like Clinique had an eyeshadow duo that was very, very similar to this. That's kind of what these shades are making me feel. Late 90s, early 2000s look, which I know is coming back. Like, I know that's all the rage. All right, that didn't blend out as badly as I thought it was going to be. I mean, I am not using a fluffy brush, so maybe with a fluffy brush it would be a bit better. Something that I do with creating smoky eyes every so often, if I want a very sheer smoky eye, is that I mix it with some Vaseline. And I think that that would be a good one to mix and just kind of put everywhere and kind of sheer things out. So I am going to go into, because I was really impressed with Saturday Night and the way that swatched. So I'm going to go in and put Saturday Night on the lower lid and see how that goes. So just like before, these are some shimmers and not some glitters. And I say before, if you skipped ahead to this one, the green one had that kind of, just like this one, 3 mattes and 3 shimmers. And even though I do have some mascara still left from the previous look, I'm gonna go back in with my Bambi Eyes mascara from L'Oreal, just to kind of spruce them up a bit. Put another coat of mascara on, and I darkened up the lip a little bit because I felt I needed to with how cool tone the eyeshadow look was. While I was doing my mascara close in the mirror, I noticed that this, like, I kept thinking, this is a lot like another palette. And once upon a time, I had the Huda Beauty Smoky Obsessions palette, and then it like kind of all crumbled. I mean, I dropped it and it crumbled, and the pigment sort of went everywhere and I couldn't fix it. But I feel that this is a little cooler tone than that. That did have some warm shades in it, but overall, like, this creates pretty much the same type of looks that I would create with that palette. Overall, I do like this palette. I was impressed with it. It wasn't as hard to blend as the Dancing Green one. Now, overall, my first impressions of both of these Essence eyeshadow palettes are, I kind of want to buy the other ones in the collection just to see what they are like. Both of these at $3 each. Definitely on the affordable side. I really, really loved the shimmers in both of these palettes. And the mattes were kind of like, meh. They were okay. The shimmers I found were excellent. Let us know in the comments down below if you like Essence makeup and what your favorite product from this brand is. I would love to hear from you. So if you liked this video, please do hit that thumbs up button. And if you disliked this video, now's your time to tell me. Hit that thumbs down button. If you know someone who would like to see how Essence eyeshadow palettes work, hit that share button, share this video out to them so that they can benefit from it as well. If you have not done so already, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to join our communities. I am here every Wednesday to talk everything skincare, beauty, and makeup. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your day with me. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in another video. Goodbye.